Hey everyone, this is Pete, and welcome back to Atari A to Z Flashback, a series of explorations of the 150 games that make up Atari Flashback Classics for Nintendo Switch. Today's game is Stunt Cycle, which was an unreleased prototype for Atari 2600, first developed in 1980 by Bob Polaro. Stunt Cycle originated as an Atari arcade game from 1976, which was aiming to capitalise on the Evel Knievel craze of the time. There were two dedicated home console versions created by Atari and Sears. Atari's own version featured handlebar grips on the controller, very much like the original arcade version, and had 4 different variations of the arcade game, whereas Sears' version also included 16 versions of Pong with detachable Pong controllers as well. Now, Bob Polaro's game from 1980 was actually completed but never released for one reason or another. At some point Atari decided that they wanted to turn it into a licensed Dukes of Hazzard game, but that never happened for one reason or another as well. So yeah, this game never saw the light of day back in the day. Bob Polaro did release 50 copies of the finished prototype to the public back in 2003 though, and it's also put in regular appearances on Flashback consoles and Atari Flashback Classics compilations ever since as well, so people are reasonably familiar with this game today. Anyway, let's go play Stunt Cycle.
Okay, welcome back once again to Atari Flashback Classics, where today we're taking a look at Stunt Cycle, an unreleased prototype. There appears to be one going past outside, so do please excuse the noise there. The local youths are out there on their motorbikes once again, and you know, it's frightfully noisy. Anyway, as usual, let's take a look at the manual first, such as it is, but because this is an unreleased prototype, there's not a lot to really look at here. So Stunt Cycle is an unreleased 2600 prototype based off the Atari arcade title of the same name. Your goal is to jump the vehicles at the bottom of the screen without overshooting the green landing pad. To do so, you must hit the ramp at the correct speed. Press the fire button to begin. Use the pedal control to adjust your speed. You may play with 1 or 2 players. In 2-player games, you may take turns to compete for the best score, or you may cooperate to earn the best combined score in alternating jumps. In easy games, you can change speed without damaging your cycle's engine. In hard games, you must be careful not to change speed too quickly. You may also choose whether or not you want to be able to adjust your cycle's speed while you are airborne. Okay, so game 1 is easy with steerable jumps for 1 player. Game 2, shut up, Jesus Christ. Game 2 is the same for 2 players. Game 3 is also apparently the same for 2 players, but I don't know what the difference is. Game 4, 5 and 6 turns off the easy mode and the steerable jumps, and games 7, 8 and 9 gives us steerable jumps but on hard mode. Alright, let's give it a try. Not 100% sure I understand how to do this. So 1 player, easy handling, control speed while airborne. So game reset and off we go. Hello? You gonna move? Oh! Too fast, I guess. Too slow. There we go. Alright, so I cleared 1 car. Those blocks at the bottom are cars that you're jumping over, just like Evel Knievel. So the way you play this, you press the fire button to start moving, and you use the pedal control, which on the original 2600 would have been like a dial controller, but on this version you're basically moving the analog stick around in a circle around the outside to adjust your bike's speed. And you've got to be careful not to go too fast too quickly, because if you go too fast too quickly you'll do a wheelie, which means you can't control yourself very well. And also you'll jump too far off the ramp. I think you've got to land before that little yellow dot on the bottom row. I believe that's how it works. Anyway, like I say, because the documentation is so scant on this game, it's quite difficult to figure out exactly what you're supposed to be doing. No. Need to accelerate a little bit quicker. There we go. And then sort of slow down as you go up the ramp, I think. Let's try that again. Not quite. No. Very bright in here. Excuse me a sec. Oh, that'll have to do for now. I don't understand this. Right, so we press fire, and I'm pushing the pedal all the way to the left. Well, that seemed to make me go faster. Alright, I'm pushing the pedal all the way to the right. Ah, okay. Alright, so it seems sort of going in a sort of quarter circle around from the right towards upwards. Worked quite well there, so let's try that again. There we go. I got it. Watch this. Just a matter of understanding the controls, which don't really make any sense, but... Oh, cocked it. Try again. Nope. Too fast? Or possibly too slow? I can't really tell. The complete absence of any sort of relatable physics model in this game is what makes it difficult. Because you've got to figure out exactly how the jumping was implemented. And it doesn't feel like it makes sense. I mean, it may well have done back in the day, if you're used to the original arcade version. But I'm not. I've never come across the arcade version, so I don't really know what's going on. There we go. So it feels like in this mode you want to try and slow down while you're in the air. I know you can't do that in some of the other modes, but that seems to be what's working in this mode. Is get up to high speed and then sort of ease off on the power when you're going over the last couple of cars. If you do that too early, you'll land too early and crash. And if you do it too late, you'll fly off the end of the screen. Nope. Okay. Let's try another mode. 2-player competitive. 2-player team. Oh, right. So that's the difference between the two versions. So competitive, presumably you have your own score each. And team, I guess you have a collective score. Alright, let's try one play with sensitive handling and no control while airborne. This is going to end badly. Right, so... Okay. There we go. In this one, it's about the speed going up the ramp. Oh. Okay. Sort of getting a feel for it, kind of. Needed more speed that time. A little bit more speed. There we go. So this time presumably we'll need even more speed. Nicely done. But supposedly what you do in this mode is that if you change speed too quickly, then your bike will fuck up. So let's just try that deliberately. Okay, so that's what happens. So yeah, if you try and sort of wang the pedal around too much from one end to the other without making a gradual change in speed, you'll just blow up. So in this mode it's just about sort of making a gradual increase in speed, moving your thumb slowly around the outside of the pedal, but not too quickly, but also making sure you're fast enough by the time you get to the end of it. Okay, so one more go at that mode. I'm starting to get a feel for this. Hello? Too slow, maybe? Yeah, okay. So a little bit faster this time. Yeah, good. Alright. A little bit faster still. Gradual acceleration, not too fast. Nicely done. And again. Good. Right, need a bit more speed that time. Accelerate a little more quickly. That's the stuff. Mm-hmm. Nope, too fast. Getting there. 9. No. Okay. Okay. I'm sort of getting a feel for this. Alright. One player sensitive handling, but you can control the speed while you're airborne. So sensitive. Just take it easy. Maybe a little bit faster than that though. Okay. Yep, good. And again. Yeah, the nice thing about being able to change speed in mid-air is if you sort of over-egg the pudding on the way up to it, then you can correct that. Which you obviously can't do in the other mode. No, too short. Okay. What did we get up to last time? 9, I think, wasn't it? Oh, can't quite nail this one. There we go. Oh. Oh, I've done it! I've beaten Stunt Cycle, and I'm being bombarded by solar rays. The perils of recording right next to a large window. Oh, anyway, I think that's pretty much everything there's to show in that game, to be perfectly honest. There's not a lot to that, is there? I can sort of see why that wasn't released, because there's not a lot to keep your interest in the long term. But at the same time, from what I understand, this was actually a pretty accurate conversion of the arcade game. So the arcade game may well have sort of still been around at the time this was originally intended for release, which I think I said was 1980, wasn't it? The arcade machine was a few years before that. And those home consoles from Atari and Sears would have been still around at this point as well. So this game would have still been relevant in 1980, although probably on the decline by that point. So it probably would have had a market back in the day. Today, though, I just don't think there's enough there to keep you interested. And I don't think the two-player mode would help with that, because there's so little control you have over it that it doesn't really feel like you're doing very much. All it feels like is a sort of test of memory of where your thumb should be for each of the different levels. And that's not really very engaging gameplay. It's a test of memory more than anything, because once you memorize those positions, you can beat that every time, and there's no high score facility. There's no opportunity to just keep going and see how long you can last for. As you saw from there, as soon as you clear the 9 cars, that's it. There's nothing else to do. And like I say, the two-player mode wouldn't help with that, because as soon as one player hit 9 cars, that's it. The other player can't beat them. So, yeah, not the best. Interesting to hear the story behind it, though, and the fact that they were going to try and do other stuff with this, like turn it into a Dukes of Hazzard game and so on. I can see how it would have worked as a Dukes of Hazzard game. Maybe if there were more hazards along the way, rather than just that final jump. Like if there was sort of, say, on the middle row, if there was a river to jump over or something like that, that would have been very Dukes of Hazzard. But as it stands, there's just not a lot of interest in this one, unfortunately. Oh well, like I say, like I've said before, they can't all be classics, can they? But this is an interesting historical curiosity, if nothing else. So that was Stunt Cycle for Atari 2600. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.